All right. So today we are actually gonna start working into the Salesforce org, into the Salesforce environment. We'll start working with it. So all that we need to do is first thing create our own Salesforce account. So first of all, I am gonna help you guys create your own Salesforce account, and you will use that account throughout to do all sort of development activities and whatever. Class assignments are given to you, so you will basically use that environment to do everything within the Salesforce, right? So we have already talked about Salesforce editions. Before I help you create the account, let me just go back to the Salesforce edition once again. So we just talked about the Salesforce edition in the last session, right? And we saw that there are different editions starting from $5 per user per month to $250 per user per month, right? Right, so these editions are available. Apart from all these editions, there's one more edition which is available, which is called a developer edition. Okay, so Salesforce provides you with one more edition, which is developer edition, and it is basically available free of cost. Give me one quick moment. So this developer edition is available free of cost. Okay, no additional sorry, nothing you need to pay for this developer edition. This is free of cost available, and this is available for lifetime, free for lifetime. Okay, and this developer edition is what we are going to use for our training purpose. All right, so I will help you guys create your own developer edition, and you can use that developer environment to do all sort of development activities, and whatever you learn, you can practice all that in this environment. Okay. um, this developer edition comes with the features of an enterprise edition. So if you come here, if I just take you to the Salesforce products page once again. So the features are almost similar to the enterprise edition, this edition. Okay, so you get almost all the features and functionalities on an enterprise edition and developer edition. Moreover, your developer edition is something which will not expire. So it's not a 30-day or for 15 days trial. It's something which does not expire. Okay. Now the point here is, will it actually not expire? It will expire if you don't use it for 6 months. If you keep it idle for 6 months, then it will expire. Which means if you don't log in into your developer account for 6 months, then it will expire. But till the time you're using it, it does not expire. So that's a good thing about the developer edition. It has almost all the functionalities, all development capabilities, and you have this developer edition available for free for your learning purpose. All right. And till the time you want to learn or you want to practice, you can do it on this developer org. That should not be a problem, right? So first thing that I want you to do is create your own developer edition account. Before that, before I take you to that particular page where you can create your own accounts, I have a quick question for you guys. I just said that developer edition has almost all the functionalities of an enterprise edition, which is worth $125 per user per month, right? And then I said that you get this developer edition for free. Okay. Now, if a developer edition, which is almost similar to an enterprise edition is available for free. Why would someone actually go and buy a license worth rupees $125? So worth $125. You got the question? If there's a developer edition which has all these functionalities and it is available for free, why would someone buy a license for $125? Do you think there is some difference in a developer edition and enterprise edition? And what may be the difference? What might be the difference? Can anyone tell me? Can you think of it? What might be different between the developer edition and the enterprise edition? There is only one small difference, and that is the data storage. In developer edition, you just get 5 MB data storage. Though all the functionalities are available, but the storage is only 5 MB in developer edition. Okay, so 5 MB is very less actually. You can roughly store, let's say, 300 to 400 records in this. Okay, which is very less for a company to deal, to do business. So that's the thing. Otherwise, all the functionalities are available. You can develop, you can write programs, you can build your user interfaces, you can build apps, you can build uh, the reports and dashboards. Everything can be done. All right. The only restriction is on the data storage. You just have a 5 MB data storage. So you cannot actually use this developer edition for a real business. You can just use it for some sample accounts, or some sample data you can create, and you can use this developer edition there. Got it? So that's the developer edition for you. So to create your developer account, all that you have to do is you just have to go to developer.salesforce.com. Alright. So all that you need to do is you just need to go to developer.salesforce.com. I just want everyone, for people who already have an account, it's absolutely fine. For people who do not have the developer account set yet, please go to developer.salesforce.com. Go to developer.salesforce.com quickly, and on developer.salesforce.com, all that you have to do is you just have to sign up. So go to developer.salesforce.com, and at the top right corner you will see a sign up button. Click on the sign up button. Put your first name, last name, email. This can be developer only. Company name, you can put anything, ABC. Put a postal code, country and postal code. Username can be same as email ID. Alright, then check this box and click on sign me up. That's all you need to do. Just put first name, last name, email. Uh, Let it be developer. Put a company name. It can be ABC. Country, you can pick your country and postal code. Username can be same as the email ID. Agree to the terms and condition and click on sign me up quickly. Once you submit this, you are going to receive a verification link on your email ID. Just go to your email, click on the verification link, and then you will be asked to set a password. You can just set your password, whatever password you want, right? So the process is pretty simple. In case you were not able to do it or you were not able to finish it right now, don't worry. You can do it right after the session. I think you are clear with the process. All that you have to do is you just have to go to developer.salesforce.com and then you put in all your details, including email ID, first name, last name, and all. And then the email ID that you specify on that email, you will receive a verification link. Just verify and set up your password. That's it. So now you will have your username which you provided by creating the account. You will have your username and you will have your password as well, right? So now once you have your username and password both available, you just need to go to salesforce.com. You don't need to go back to the developer.salesforce.com. This is just used for creating the account, right? Now you have your username and password handy with you. All that you need to do is you just need to go to salesforce.com, and on the salesforce.com you just need to click on login. Okay, so you can come to the salesforce.com homepage and click on login. Put your username and password, whatever username and password you have set, put and click on login, and you will be logged in into this account. So you don't need to log in right now. I just want you guys to focus on my screen, look into my screen, because I'm gonna introduce you to the interface and I'm gonna show you what all components are there. So currently you don't need to go ahead and log in into your accounts. If you have set up your account, it's absolutely fine. You can log in into it later and look into that. All right. Just currently, I want everyone to look into my screen. So this is how your environment looks. This is how your Salesforce environment looks. No matter which edition you purchase, that's going to look exactly like this. Some functionalities will be, available in some edition, and some of them will not be there. But your interface is going to look like this, exactly like this. Okay. So let me introduce you to this interface, and let me introduce you to the different components that we have here. Okay. So we'll start from the top right corner. This top right corner is basically the menu for apps. Okay. An organization can have multiple applications or apps that they use. Okay. For example, if you see here, there's a sales app, there's a call center, there's a marketing app. Okay. So in your organization, for different departments or for different business processes, you can have different apps. By default, Salesforce gives you a few apps like the sales, call center, marketing. These are all the apps which have been given by Salesforce. Okay, so you have the option of picking up any of those apps, or you can basically develop your own apps as well. Like if you see here in my account, there's a school management app. There's something which I have developed. Right? So how to develop and all that stuff is something which we will discuss in the course of the training. But all the apps that your organization is using, and all the apps which are available to you will be visible under this app menu. So this is basically the app menu, top right corner. Alright, the sales app, you want to switch to another app, call center app, you can switch from there. Okay, so this is the app menu. Then there's a link to the help window. So it will actually take you to the help screen where you can actually browse and browse about any particular topic and get help. Okay. Then there's a link to setup. What is the setup? Setup is also a menu. So if you click on setup, you will see a big menu open in the left hand side. If you click on setup, you'll see a big menu opening in the left hand side. So this setup menu basically is required for doing any sort of setup on your Salesforce. So whatever you want to do within your Salesforce, starting from small customization to big developments, everything needs to be done from the setup menu. All administration job, all development job, building things, customizing things, creating, developing, managing users, everything is to be done from the setup menu. So setup menu is basically for all sort of setup options. Okay, then working with deployments, monitoring things, everything is available in the setup menu. Right. So that's what we have here. That's the setup name. Then you will find your name written here, and this is also a drop down. Along with your name, you will have the option of My Settings. If you go to My Settings, you will see a small menu here. This is basically a small menu for changing your personal settings, right? Your name, see, right at the time of creating your account, you set up a name, first name, last name, username, right, password. So if you want to edit any of those things, you can come to My Settings. You can go to Personal. You can edit personal information, phone number, time zone. So all this information can be updated from My Settings. So My Settings is an option for a user to update his personal information, right? Then under My Settings, you will see something called the Developer Console. Developer Console opens a different window. This window is primarily meant for developers. This is meant for writing the programs and debugging them. Okay. So if you see, we have the option of debugging and everything here. So there's something which we are not getting into right now. This is something which we will require after at least a couple of weeks. At least after 2 weeks, we are going to use this. Okay. So right now we don't need this. Developer console. Okay. And then you also have the option of logout. So you can just go to your name and click on logout and you can log out from here. Alright. So this is what we have at the top, and we have also looked into the menus in the left hand side. Okay. Apart from that, what do we see here? Apart from that, we see these tabs here: home, chatter, campaign, lead, account, contacts. Right. Okay. So home tab is basically the home page for your Salesforce org,
Hello.
and some information is available here in the home tab. Okay. So there is some information available in the home tab. So it depends on the administrator which all information they want to display on the home tab. So a generic piece of information which everyone needs to look into, like calendars, your pending tasks, items to approve, any particular report or dashboard, these kind of things can be displayed on the home tab, right? Okay, right. Then we have a chatter tab here. Chatter is basically a small communicator kind of a thing within your company which can be used. It's like a what do you call it? A small social networking for your company. Within your company you can use it. You can actually, the way you put status update in Facebook, you can put a status update here, but this will be only shared within your company. It will not be shared outside the company. Correct. So the users in the company will get to see it. So what is the advantage of this chatter? Advantage is that you can easily share information within the company. For example, there's a company where there are 100 people, 100 sales reps, and you want to quickly share some information with all of them. You can use this chatter. Okay. So everyone who is on chatter will get to see the update posted by you. Got it? So that's basically the chatter thing. And then these are all objects, these are all tabs which can be used for uh, accessing the data or editing the data into the system. All right. Now, before we understand how these tabs are connected to the data, I just want you to understand one small concept. Have you heard of MVC framework? Anyone who knows what is MVC? MVC? Any of us? Have you heard of this?
It's model view controller.
What does that mean? Model view
Uh,
controller is full form. That's absolutely fine. What does that mean? Okay, no problem. Fine. Let me try and explain. So it's I want everyone to pay attention or focus. This is a very important concept and it's a very simple concept. If you just understand this MVC, you know uh, you will not have any difficulty understanding any web-based application ever in future. Okay. So MVC is basically a framework for softwares or for application. Okay. So this is an application development framework. So a framework on which applications are developed. Simple as that. Okay, structure for application. This is very common in web applications. Okay. Okay. What is the structure here? What kind of a structure it has? It basically has it's a framework with three layers. Okay. One layer is model. The second one is view. Third one is control. Okay. Before you can understand these three layers, let me just take you to something which you are familiar with. Let me not just get into the MVC concept directly. Let me just talk about something that you are very familiar with. I am assuming everyone has a Facebook account here, right? We all use Facebook. Okay. So when we are talking about Facebook, what all layers you think? Facebook is also a web application, right? An application, web-based application. What all layers you think it has? It has a front-end user interface which you get to see. So if you think about the Facebook application, it has a user interface that we get to see, right? You see some information on the user interface. That is what? That is just the user interface, UI, correct? Okay, just give me a minute. Coming back to the Facebook structure that you are trying to understand. So basically what happens with Facebook, the application that you see, for that application there is a user interface, right? But this user interface is only a screen, it's just an interface which you can see, that's it, right? It cannot store all the data. That application needs to store a lot of data, right? That information also needs to be stored somewhere. What all status updates you have posted, what all pictures you have put, it has all that information stored somewhere, correct? So definitely it's all not stored in the user interface. It's all stored in a database. In the backend, then there is a database. So there must be a server and a database where all this data is stored. Okay. Okay. So we have a layer where all the data is stored. This is called model layer. This is a data model. We have a layer where the interface is there. User interface. This is called the view layer. Okay. Now these are two different things. Data model is there and the user interface is there. You need some sort of logic to be written to control what all will appear on the page, right? When you open Facebook, you get the recent updates. In the database, everything is there. Update that you did the last 2 years back, that is also there in the database. But when you open it, it only shows you the recent update. Does it show you 2 years back update? Usually no. So it will show recent update only on the user interface. Who decides that? No one actually. There's a program written for that, right? So there is a program which actually controls what data will come on the user interface. There's a backend, there's a front end, and there's a controlling logic written somewhere which controls what information will be displayed on the front end. So there is another layer where all the logics are written. This is the controller. This is where all the programs are written. This controller controls what all the interaction between model and view. Got it? So three layers it has: view, model, and controller. So this Facebook is also built on an MVC framework. It has three layers. Not just Facebook, any web application you can take. Now you talk about monster.com. When you open monster.com, you get to see so many job openings there, right? All these job openings are stored somewhere in a data model. There must be a data model where all these job openings are stored. So all this is stored in the monster.com database. Okay. So the front end that you get to see is the view, backend database is model, and what all jobs will be displayed, that's basically controlled through the controller. Talk about Google, same thing. Google has a user interface. It has a backend database where all the information is stored, and then it has a layer where all the programs are written, all the logics are written. Clear? Let me know if anyone has a question or a doubt. Okay, so that's what we have here in the model view controller. So in Salesforce also, it's a web-based application and it is built on this MVC framework. Salesforce is also built on MVC framework, which means it also has three layers. One is the view. So whatever you can see here on the screen, this is all view. Whatever we see here is all view. Okay. Apart from this, there's a backend model layer where all the data gets stored. Okay, I told you that Salesforce, once you buy a license from Salesforce, what you get is you get the user interface, and you along with the user interface you get the software. Along with the software you get data storage space also, right? So Salesforce allows you to store your data. So there's another layer called model where the data gets stored, and then there are controllers also which have all the logics written within them. Clear? So that's how it is. Now these tabs are basically, the connectors. These tabs connect you to the data tables. Okay, these tabs will connect you to the data table. So Salesforce is a CRM. CRM is what? Customer data. To store data, what do we need? Database, right? Which is there in the backend. Database is what? Collection of data tables. Correct? What is a database? Collection of data tables. Collection of tables in which you store the data. That's called a database, right? So in Salesforce also, for storing your customer and the customer related information, you need different tables. You need a table for storing all the contacts. You need table to store all the leads. You need a table to store all the customer complaints. You need a table to store all the customer what do you call it, reports that you have created for your customers. You need a table to save all the prospects, the customer leads and everything, right? So that's what we have here. If you see these all tabs after chatter, all these tabs are connected to one of the data table. Like this is connected to the campaigns data table. So if you click on this tab, it will connect you to the campaigns table, and you will be then able to see the information from the campaigns table. You can create a campaign, you can edit a campaign. So see, So this actually connects you to the campaigns table. You have the option of making a new entry into the campaign. You can see all the campaigns. See, these are all the existing campaigns there. Okay, you can see all the campaigns, and then you can edit or delete the campaign. So basically you have got access to the campaign table through this tab. The same way leads tab will actually connect you to the leads table, and then you can do the same thing here. You can browse all the leads, you can create new leads. That's it. Right, see, these are the leads which you have in the top. You want to edit one of these, you can just select that or click on edit button beside that lead, and you will be able to edit the lead. Got it? The same way, you have a tab for every data table, right? So in the backend data model is something like this. In the backend, you have something like this. You have data tables. Let's say this is for campaigns, and all the campaign records are saved here. And you have another one for leads. Then you have another one for accounts. Then you have another one for opportunities. Okay, in the backend you have different tables, and this entire thing forms the database for you. The front end user interface is basically, it has tabs. Okay, so then you have a campaign tab here, which is connecting you to the campaigns table. The same way you have a leads tab here, which connects you to the leads table in the backend. Got it? So this is how the entire thing is. Why I want you to understand the structure, or why I'm focusing or emphasizing on the structure, because once you understand the structure, how things are connected to each other, you will you will not have any difficulty understanding any part of it. Correct. So it's important for you to understand how these things are related to each other, what all layers and how things are connected to each other. And then whatever customization required, whatever development required, you will easily be able to do it. Right. So whenever we are talking about now, we understand different layers. We understand that there are three layers. There's a user interface, there is a database, and then there is a programming layer, which is called controller, where all the programs are written. Now, based on your requirement, you will decide in which layer you have to make the changes. You want to make changes in the database, or you want to make changes. For example, if you need to store some additional information, you need one more object. That's a change which needs to be made in the database, right? That's something which needs to be done on the database. Okay. If you want the screen to appear with a blue background, that's something which is a part of view that needs to be done on the view layer, right? If you want to put a logic, if someone opens a record, automatically a duplicate record should be created, something like that, any logic. That's something which is neither part of the user interface nor part of a database. That's something which requires a program to be written for it, or a logic to be written for it, right? So that is how it is. So once you understand the structure, how it is built, you will understand where exactly you need to do the customization, right? So it's more like getting introduced. So just for now, I would want you guys to just assume the Salesforce environment as a new place that you are visiting, okay? And try and understand how it is built, and how, what are the different layers in it, like how things are connected to each other. All right. So that's what we have. Apart from this, we don't have anything. So we have the setup menu. Let me just quickly do a recap for you guys. We have a setup menu where all the apps, sorry, we have an app menu where all the apps are listed. We have a help link. We have a setup menu link which will open the setup menu for you. We have We have your my setting options available here, developer console logout option available here, and then these are all tabs. The first one is a home tab, the second one is a chatter, which will take you to the chatter from where you can actually connect with other people in the company. And after that, all these tabs are of the database tables. All right, so each tab will connect you to one of the database tables. That's how it is. You can also have some tabs which connect you to another web page. Like you can have a tab here which can take you to google.com, or it can take you to monster.com. Okay, that option is also there. But right now the tabs that you can see are all connected to the database tables. Okay, once we learn how to develop things, we can also create tabs which can connect us to an external website or web page. All right, so that's it. That is all we have here. Apart from this, we don't have anything. So all the learning that we are going to do is around these things. Apart from that, apart from these things, we don't have anything else in Salesforce. Right? So this is the interface. This is what we will be dealing with. Most of the things that we learn or do are going to be on the setup menu. Okay, because setup menu is where all admin and development options are available. Okay, see a question on the I see a question in the chat window, that is it going to be the same interface for administrators or and developers both? Yes, it's going to be the same interface for administrator, developer, consultant, end user. Everyone gets to see the same interface. The only difference is that everyone will not have same level of permissions. Like a developer will have the permission to develop things, administrator will not have that. But everyone will have the same level of permission. Sorry, everyone will not have the same level of permission. User interface is going to look same for everyone. Alright, so it's going to be the same user interface. Some options will be available to some users, some options will not be available. And which options and how they are available, not available, that's something which we are definitely going to discuss in our coming sessions. But user interface wise, this is exactly what you get to see. Any addition, anyone, administrator, developer, and user, everyone gets to see the same. Clear? Let me know if anyone has any questions so far, any doubts. Okay, so for understanding this, let's take a small scenario. Okay, we'll take help of a small scenario and we will understand the sales application so that you get familiar with these uh, terminologies. Okay, so let's assume there is a company ABC, and this company basically, let's say they manufacture projectors, and they sell them to um, let's say they sell them to businesses, to companies. Okay, they don't sell projectors to individuals, they only sell it to companies, B2B sales. Okay, that's it. Okay, this company wants to manage their CRM on Salesforce. ABC Limited, which is basically into selling projectors, manufacturing and selling projectors, and they sell it only to the companies. They just want to manage their CRM on Salesforce. Right? How they are going to use it. So whenever there's a company which is trying to sell something, what is the first thing that they do? They do some marketing activities, right? They will do some marketing activities, promotional activities. Those marketing activities can be anything, right? Email marketing, phone marketing, seminars, webinars, online promotions, Facebook promotions. There are so many things they can do, right? So all these marketing activities need to be tracked into the campaigns tab or the campaigns object. The campaigns object is the one where all the marketing activities should be stored. If you click on name, let's say we are trying to do a seminar on March 25th, make it an active campaign, type of campaign. So there are so many options available, which type of campaign you're going to do, right? And you also have an option of picking up Sorry, you also have an option of adding more types here. So when we start talking about customization, I will show you how you can add more options here. So you just don't have to work with the options which are available. You can add more options. Okay. Or you can remove some of these options. What is the status of the campaign? What is the start date? Let's say it starts on 25th, ends on 25th, yeah, starts on 24th, ends on 25th, start date ended. What is the revenue that you are expecting? Let's say this is the revenue I'm expecting, this is the budgeted cost, this is the actual cost, what is the expected response rate. So all that information you fill in for the marketing campaign. So your CRM says that every time you're doing a marketing activity, every time you're doing a promotional activity, you should track all the necessary information about that particular promotional activity, about that marketing activity. Correct? Starting from name, date, status, expected revenue, budgeted cost. Why is it so important for me to track all these marketing activities in my CRM? How do you think it's going to help? It is going to help because if you don't track your marketing activities and if you don't track these numbers, how much you actually were planning to spend, how much you spend, how much you are expecting, you will never be able to do an ROI analysis. Ultimately, when you are spending some money, you need some return on investment, right? For example, if I give you $100,000, okay, and I tell you that put $50,000 for newspaper ads and put $50,000 for television ad, for example, right? And after 1 year, I'm going to ask you which one was more profitable. How will you understand that? You just put uh, the advertisements, and if you don't track that advertisement and if you don't track which all businesses came from that particular advertisement, you will never be able to do an analysis and tell me that which one was more profitable, right? So for that reason, all the campaigns need to be tracked under this campaign object, all right? And any business that you receive, okay, you need to associate that business with one of the campaigns. So if your company has done 10 campaigns, so every company does multiple marketing activities, right? They do emailing, they do phones, they do Facebook promotion, they do online promotion, they do seminars, webinars, a lot of things, right? It's important that whenever they get a new lead, new inquiry, or a new business, they associate that with one of the campaigns. Okay, so that an analysis can be done that okay, fine, this much business came from this particular campaign. Correct? So that's how it is. So let me save it. Okay. Any campaign which is active, which you are currently doing, needs to be marked as an active campaign, because if you don't make it an active, you will not be able to associate this campaign to any business. So, if you don't do this, then you will not be able to associate this campaign with any of the coming business or something. Alright, so that is the thing. Right. Now, once you do a seminar, let's say we did this seminar in on March 25th. After doing that promotional activity, some people will show interest. Some people will come to you. They will say that, okay, we are interested in buying your product, right? Those interested candidates need to be tracked in leads. So leads is the object where you need to track that information, right? So click on new. All the people who have shown interest in some product or the other need to be tracked in the lead. So let's say you got someone called Jeet Singh who is from some XYZ company who showed interest in your product. Okay. So you should track information of that individual here in the lead. The lead is the object. Now while you're creating the lead, it's important that you associate the lead with the campaign. And this lead came through which campaign? This is what is going to help you do the ROI. Select the campaign from which you got the lead. I got it from this campaign. Got it? So this will help you understand how many leads you could generate from each of the campaigns. So later on when we start doing reporting, We will understand that how many leads were generated from which campaign, and out of the leads which were generated, I'm sorry, out of the leads which were generated, how many of them you could convert, and what was the total worth of the opportunities that you got from them. Correct. So everything is basically related here, so that you can do an analysis at a later stage. So your leads will get saved, right? So we are going to talk further on the other, objects, accounts, contacts, opportunities. We are going to see this entire flow. I'll just keep it till leads today. Okay. In tomorrow's session, we will, continue from the accounts, and we will see how those things come into picture and how they help you in your CRM. So that's it for